When scrutinized in detail, one could say that there were some interesting people and coincidences on that highway, to say the least. There was a procession of USA Today Gannett reporters and editors simply on their way to work in a perfect position on Route 27 to see the plane pass right in front of them or above them and right into the Pentagon. 6 of them are confirmed to be within a quarter mile of each other. Within this tiny stretch of highway that you see here, Joel Sucherman, USAToday.com editor. Mike Walter, USA Today reporter. Bob Dubill, USA Today editor. Vin Narayanan, USA Today reporter. Richard Benedetto, USA Today reporter. Marianne Owens, Gannett reporter, newsroom assistant. And possibly Fred Gaskins, at the time USA Today editor. All of their accounts include seeing the plane and or seeing it impact, and 6 of them are literally within less than a quarter mile of each other. All reporters and editors in a prime spot to see the plane pass in front of them or over them. Coincidental?
One of the other things that's talked about on the internet is the fact that I witnessed it, as did a number of other people from USA Today. And one of the things I've seen written is, oh, well, what was going on? Were all the USA Today people gathering for a picnic at the Pentagon? You should probably know that the Pentagon at the time was located about 9 minutes away from USA Today's headquarters in Roslyn. It's since moved out to Tyson's Corner. But at the time, it was the way that we all went to work each day. We drove by the Pentagon. So it was a common sight for us.
Now, there were other reports of other reporters and editors on the highway. Were you aware that there were other...
There had to be, because we were all stuck in traffic trying to get to work.
Ah, okay.
I mean, Joel Zuckerman was on the other side of the Pentagon. John O'Keefe was on the road somewhere. I mean, we were all stuck in traffic trying to get to work. So my guess is there probably would have been 2 to 3 dozen.
One of the things I remember most about that day was what a beautiful, crisp day it was. The sky was a brilliant blue. I was a little later getting into work than I normally would.
We have accounts from Marianne Owens. Do you know who she is?
I don't know.
Bob Dubill?
Yes, I know Bob.
Vin Narayanan?
Yes, I know Vin.
Mike Walter?
Yes, I know Mike.
Richard Benedetto?
Yes, I know Richard.
Fred Gaskins?
I don't know Fred. Oh, not sure. No, I don't believe I do. No.
And Peter Kopf?
Oh, sure, Pete Kopf, yeah.
Okay. All these people were definitely within, on Route 27, other than Fred Gaskins and Peter Kopf, who might have been somewhere near the area. It's just not confirmed exactly where they were. Okay. Probably within, less than a quarter mile of each other. Mm-hmm. Do you find that coincidental or odd in any way?
Given the fact that the USA Today building is within, a couple of miles of the Pentagon, it's not a coincidence at all that so many members of media, so many members of USA Today or Gannett were on their regular commute to the USA Today Gannett building. I was a little later getting into work than I normally would. it's not a coincidence at all. That area is filled with government workers. There's all kinds of government offices there, and again, the USA Today building, which Washington Boulevard, Route 27, is was a natural way for a bunch of us to get to work that day and every day.
So you were under an overhead sign, correct?
Yeah, I was under an exit. I was under an exit sign basically. I wasn't under the exit sign. I was just before the exit sign, but the exit sign was on the approach.
Okay, and you said the tail actually hit the overhead sign? It clipped it.
It clipped it.
It clipped it. Okay. Did you see it clip any light poles? Hit any light poles?
No, it didn't clip any light poles or anything like that.
Oh, okay. So it actually didn't clip any.
It didn't clip any light poles. It clipped the exit sign.
I had been listening to the accounts on the radio of what was going on up in New York. I heard the first plane hitting the towers, and at that point they weren't sure what was going on. And then there was the second plane hit, and at that point it was pretty clear that there was some sort of terrorism attack going on at that point.
At this point, we were already on Route 27?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's right. On my way in. And I had come out from underneath the underpass. And as soon as you come out from under there, you start to rise up to a hill, and that's where you get the view of the Pentagon off to the east, off to your right. and was listening intently to the radio, and trying to get into work as quickly as possible because I knew it was going to be a busy news day. And I heard it before I saw it. It was a scream of a jet plane coming off from my left. I looked up just to see right in front of me at a very low trajectory a silver passenger jet plane with the traditional red, white, and blue markings from an American Airlines jet across the windows. It was very clear that that's what it was, directly in front of me in my windshield. So it was low enough, if you can think about it, it was low enough that I could see it coming across left to right from the windshield.
Think of the center of your windshield, and that's where I saw the American Airlines jet come left to right. I looked up, and directly in my field of vision, I saw an airliner.
And my first thought was, my God, he's not going to make it across the river. There's no chance he's going to make it across the river to National Airport, which is just beyond the Potomac River there. And as I'm thinking that, the plane just went directly into the side of the Pentagon, made no attempt to veer off. It was not trying to avoid a collision. It just went directly into the wall. There was a huge explosion. A fireball appeared. And just at that point, I heard another sound of a plane, again off to the west. And I looked up, and I saw a plane kind of peeling off, and it was up much higher in the sky, and it was silhouetted against the sky at that point. So I couldn't really make out what it was. I looked back over to see what was going on at the Pentagon. And by the time I got back to the other plane, it was gone. I never saw it again. I'm not sure exactly what that was.
You said your field of vision, when we talked on the phone, that your field of vision was simply from across the left to the right of your windshield. Is that correct? So that's really basically the full length of time that you saw the jet.
Not exactly. I saw it coming across my windshield, but then certainly out of the passenger window of the vehicle, I had a clear view of the Pentagon. Directly in front of me in my windshield. So it was low enough, if you can think about it, it was low enough that I could see it coming across left to right from the windshield.
Think of the center of your windshield, and that's where I saw the American Airlines jet come left to right. I looked up, and directly in my field of vision, I saw an airliner.
The Pentagon, I would say the Pentagon is at 2 o'clock for me in my car. So I'm seeing it come across the windshield, and then I'm looking out the side passenger window, and that's where I see the collision in the Pentagon.
So did you see it impact, or were the trees in the way?
No, there are no trees at that point in the way at all.
So
yes, I did see it impact.
when something hits a concrete structure like that, this belief that the wings would go in is just ridiculous. What I saw was the actual jet going in, but the wings folded back like this. So that's why when you look at the hole, you say, well, it's not big enough. Well, that's why. The wings were not strong enough to withstand the impact. They folded back, and that's why the jet went in, and that's why the hole that you see isn't as large as you might imagine in another structure.